In fact, they will call people like Rufai an enemy of states. I say we don't like the country, that's why we are talking like this. But we see the challenges and we say them.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. We welcome you once again to our today's episode of this program. And today we get some messages and videos for our table. When we say one quickly the review to you concerning the things when we say they happen right now for this country, Nigeria. Just as you rightly see one from the introduction, this interview when we say with the receiver from Arise News journalist when we say in name na Rufai Useni. Once again, it's the cry commerce concerning incident when we say it they happen to Warri Refinery when we say Bola Tinubu and the whole administration don't announce to every Nigerians how they want to use and work. Although I would leave you to listen to Rufai Useni, the reason why it be say he make that statement when it be say you hear right from the beginning. And before then, we equally get this other message when it be say we receive where it concern the message when it be say the Kogi House of Assembly sent across to the court and also EFCC. And the title of this one talks say alleged 80 billion naira fraud. Obey court now. Kogi Assembly tells EFCC. Then who these people they won? Now the courts, the EFCC, or their former governor, when we say in name na Yahaya Bello, who they want me they obey the courts, who they support. All right, for us to answer these questions, may we do small reading from inside this very one before we bring you that video of Rufai Useni. And as we put our hand deep for inside this matter, they can make us understand, say, as we follow the allegations when we see the level against the former governor of Kogi State, where it be say in name na Ahaji Yahaya Bello, over alleged 80.2 billion naira fraud, the State House of Assembly don't call on the Economic and Financial Crime Commission to obey the rule of law and work within the ambits of the law when it be said they create the commission for. And still on top of the matter, they come make us understand, say, this very matter when be said that they share with us so now what it form part of the resolutions during the House plenary on Tuesday. The lawmakers also resolve, say, the tag wanted when it be say they put for the head of the former governor of Kogi State when it be say in name na Yahaya Bello, made they immediately remove am. Other resolutions of the Hollow Chamber when it be say they read in parts, the EFCC, IGP, Immigration, NSA, and other agencies when it be say they join hands together for this their funny drama, made them make sure say that they inform to work accordingly to the laws when it be say it they guide them. The commission made them make sure say they not allow themselves to become a tool for political vendetta, blackmail, or intimidation against any individual through personal grudges, persecution, and campaign for calumny to tarnish the image of personalities from Kogi State, especially Ahaji Yahaya Bello or any perceived person. All right, my great and wonderful people. Now, let this one we take from this very message. We think say this people get better thing to talk. And we equally believe say these people when they say that they talk so for according to the as they talk say na hollow chamber, no, na dirty chamber, na it be this one, na buy over people, na it be this. We quite understand when they say that they talk. You know, ask us say whether we did here from their own voice and written, we know who they be. For people like this to come outside to they defend waiting they black and white, when EFCC chairman come outside to verify to the public, say not be in even start this very case, say na case when be say it come meet for ground. Now in this would they come outside, they tell us say na allegation or something going to be say it not they okay or it not they right. You see, una use the future of una children, take back kuli. Una drink pure water on top, una sit down on top, una think say na so life rich. Time will tell, and nature will tell for una body. Now, so talking concerning that matter, we'll leave you to share your own opinion with us in the comment section. even as we take you down to this other video when we they receive from Rufai Useni, where it say if we talk concerning this Port Harcourt refinery, when it say NNPC need to give us the breakdown of waiting they promised Nigerian with Amebola Tinubu. Here this one, I'll come back for more.
So these are the issues. But I'm sure the NNPC before the end of today will respond and say, no, that's not true. They will even say the story that Reuters wrote is not true. They will say everything is not true. That's logistical challenge. In fact, they will call people like Rufai an enemy of states. And say we don't like the country. That's why we are talking like this. But we see the challenges and we say them. In fact, before you know it, they will say, no, they didn't say it was 2 weeks for the benchmark for the Port Harcourt refinery to work. That was further down the line. You forget that this was the same Port Harcourt refinery that President Tinubu promised Labour was going to start working by December. Yeah. This was part of the agreement to sweeten the deal for Labour when Labour was threatening strikes and all of that.
Thank you for bringing up the agreement.
Today, Labour has been decapitated because they've been able to go through the ranks of Labour and severed Labour. So you don't have any reaction again. So once they hold the civil society, they hold the element of state, they call media liars and everything. It's a free fall of this madness. And the people get to suffer. That's why we're speaking for you, the people watching us this morning.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe you don't hear that one from Rufai Useni. Without we not waste any of our time further, we get this other video when we receive from Barrister Dele Farotimi, a human rights activist, where he say if a come outside to speak concerning this issue when they say that they try to tag Igbo people, say the protests when they say Nigerians they try to carry out concerning the hardship when they say if they happen to each and every one of us. Why it be say the Southeasterners no one involve themselves puts. You when they ask that question, I beg, take your seat, sit down. Barrister Dele Farotimi get answer for you. Hear this one, I'll come back for more.
This song, the Southwest. So what's your take? What do you this calls for the division we're talking about? What's your general take regarding the countenance of some of the Igbos? They will say, don't join any protest, don't follow them to do any form of fight. This, that, we are not part of it, we are not part of that. Now that some of them will be saying, let's go with Tinubu and all of that. What do you think regarding that disunity, regarding bringing people together and to do something at once?
Look, when you have a situation where there is a concerted effort to stigmatize an ethnic nationality and blame them for everything that goes wrong, and that ethnic nationality in response now say, okay, you know what? So that they will not say that it is we who are causing problem. Please stay out of any wahala that is being orchestrated. I can't blame them. If the Igbo man is saying, I don't have any problem with Tinubu, I'm not part of any protest against the government, I can't blame them for saying that. I grew up in an era where whenever there was any problem, the first thing people did was to loot. And who are the people who lost when shops and markets were looted or burnt? It was the Igbo, because those are the merchant, that's the merchant class in Nigeria. Long time ago, when Nigeria had not become the evil forest that it is today, it was just in his infancy at that time. The Igbo man learned that the government has nothing for him. So he learned to survive on his own. You will rarely ever find an Igbo man applying to the civil service or looking for a salary job. So the average one, even the ones I went to university with, they will go and attach themselves to somebody in the market. They will learn a trade. So they learned to do without government. They learned to discount the government completely, which means that the Igbo man is better equipped than any other Nigerian to cope with our current circumstances, where the government has become completely useless. The Igbo man was already prepared for the uselessness of the government. So now that he is prepared for it, and everybody else have now decided to stigmatize the Igbo man, I can't blame the Igbo man for turning around and saying, it's none of my business, oh, enjoy your government. He didn't enjoy anything from the government before. So for somebody, and I'm talking about the average Igbo man who is like me and you. I'm not talking about the Ojius or Kalus of this world or the Okorochas of this world who have always fed on the grievances of Ndi Igbo and made money by appeasement of government and then presuming to speak on behalf of, I'm not speaking to those ones. I'm speaking for the average man on the street who grew up believing that he has no portion in Nigeria, which was what fed the Biafran spirit and the demand for Biafra even 50 years after the Civil War. So I'm not speaking to the man on the street of Alaigbo. I'm not speaking to the trader in Alaba or at Aspanda or at Ladipo. All those ones, they have always lived with the mentality of being victims of the system. So when a victim of the system is telling you, leave me out of your protest, go and deal, because it wasn't gaining anything from the system in the first place. So if he wasn't gaining anything from the system in the first place, he has nothing to lose if the situation becomes, the only thing that is happening now is that more victims are being recruited into the Nigerian mess. So why should he, who was always a victim, further victimize himself by joining those he believes are responsible for his victimhood? Unfortunately, it only assures the victimization of everybody. But it is now incumbent on those of us who know better to help him to understand that, yes, we understand that that was yesterday. But for us to all come out of this together, you would have to move away from that pain to now walk. Now, at least everybody is now suffering. Yorubas will say that it means that until suffering is democratized, it is not possible to end it. The suffering in Nigeria has now been democratized. Long ago, I predicted that the Nigerian revolution will start in northern Nigeria. The only reason I said so at the time is because the North had always been the reason we could not find common purpose to fight the evil. But now that the person in power in the presidency is not a northerner and is at best a nominal Muslim, and the suffering has now been fully democratized, the northern street, I'm not talking about the northern elite, the northern street has no interest in forbearing and continuing to suffer. Why is it that all of a sudden everything that they tolerated during the years of Muhammadu Buhari is no longer tolerable? Have you considered that? Look, I don't know how long it's going to take, but if this mess continues, the problem that will consume this government will start in northern Nigeria. It's not going to start in the east. The Igbo man has more or less taken a position. I was always a victim. Go and solve your problem. Leave me alone in my little corner. If you lie, steal all the money in the world, you still take that money to a market to go and buy something. And who will you find in the market when you get there? You find the Igbo man there. Whether it's food you are buying, whether it's building material, whether it's car, you find the Igbo man is there in the market waiting for you. So he's already in a position of advantage. So why would he disadvantage himself unless you people show him a readiness for change? So that is where we are right now. It might seem like nothing is going to happen, but something will definitely happen.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say you don't receive answers to your questions. You want to be see if they ask why Igbo, they remove their body for any problem when they be say yes, if they try to come up for this Ahmed Bola Tinubu administration. I believe see you get correct answer to that questions. All right, I'll leave you to share your own opinion with us in the comment section, even as we draw the line. And before we say final goodbye, we'll quickly use this medium to appreciate you for your time. Will be sitting stay with us up to this very moment. God Almighty will bless you. And equally, the way we'll be sitting the help of the share this broadcast, your likes, your comments, all of them, we appreciate them. I beg, not forget to help us share this very one so that we still reach our brothers and sisters anywhere we'll be so with they all around the world. All right, we'd like to draw the line of this broadcast here. We'll see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.